Okay, so good morning everyone. Today we start the next topic, and today we have come to the end of this particular chapter. Though one part will be left out, that part I will discuss in the next class. But today we finish to the last second part of this chapter. So last class we discussed about the separating techniques, and yesterday's in the Zoom class we discussed about the different types of distillation. Means distillation of two types. One is normal distillation and one is fractional distillation. One is normal distillation and one is fractional distillation. Okay. So fractional distillation is being carried out when the boiling point difference is less than 25 Kelvin, and normal distillation is carried out when the difference is more than 25 Kelvin, and separation of gases in air is also an example of fractional distillation. So today we discuss about crystallization and physical and chemical changes. Now in this part I will give you a question. Before I start, where is crystallization done? What is crystallization? Crystallization is the technique. Crystallization is the technique to separate out. Crystallization is a technique to separate out the crystals. Crystallization is a technique to separate out the crystals from a solution. Say for example, copper sulfate ka solution. Now copper sulfate ka solution is blue in color, and if you undergo the process of crystallization, means if you apply the technique of separate out the crystals, which is generally done by cooling, that method is called crystallization, which is done in case of generally CuSO4. So crystallization is actually, if I say, crystallization is a better method. Crystallization is a better method than evaporation. Crystallization is a better method than evaporation to separate out the crystals. Now how this is better, that you have to find out in homework. So you can note down your first homework question, that why crystallization method is more advantageous or it is more better than evaporation. A small answer is there, and this is a very small topic. What is crystallization? The main topic which we are going to start is physical and chemical changes. ये today we'll start. किसको हम लोग physical change बोलेगा, किसको हम लोग chemical change बोलेगा. Now suppose you break a pencil. I break this marker. If I break this marker, have I done a physical change or have I done a chemical change? How to identify? So identify the two properties, very important. What are the properties? Physical change में, first of all, no new substances are formed. Physical change में no new substances are formed, and इसमें there is no change in the properties. There is no change in the properties. Whereas chemical changes में, what you have? New substance is formed. In chemical changes में, new substance is formed. Number two, a chemical reaction happens. Number two, a chemical reaction happens. And number three, if I talk about chemical changes, if I talk about number three, there is a change in the chemical properties. There is a change in the chemical properties. So looking at this, you can find out what is a physical change and what is a chemical change. There are some examples in your book. If I look onto the book which I have, and you can see in page number 24, to identify that, classify the following as chemical or physical changes. So as I told you, physical changes mean no new substances are formed and there is no change in the properties. Chemical changes mean new substance is formed, some kind of reaction happens and change. Now suppose if I break this marker. So if I break this marker, the shape changes. No new substance is formed. No change in properties. So breaking of a pen or breaking of a marker will fall under physical change. Will fall under physical change. So in the question, classify the following: cutting of trees. Any new substance formed? So cutting of trees will be a physical change. Melting of butter. Melting of butter will be a physical change because the appearance changes. No new substance formed and the butter retains its properties. Butter था वो पैन में मेल्ट करने के बाद वो butter का property रहेगा. That is a physical change. But the next one is rusting of almirah. I am discussing page number 24 का question. Rusting of almirah. Now rusting of almirah is a chemical reaction. Because rusting is a reaction which happens when it loses the coating. So rusting of almirah will come under the category of chemical changes. So this way you have to find out whether it is a physical change or chemical change. Dissolving common salt in water. You are dissolving a common salt in water. Normal, you have made a salt solution. उसपे कहाँ new substance form हुआ? So that is again a physical change. That is not a chemical change because no reaction is occurring, no new substance are formed. That's why these 3 points are very important. Chemical reaction, substance and properties. Change होने से ही chemical change होगा. Now, there is a controversial question, my students, that burning of candle. Burning of candle is physical or chemical changes. How to identify? Now, burning of candle is actually both. Burning of candle is actually both. It is a physical change as well as it is a chemical change. How? That we have to distinguish. How burning of candle is a physical change and burning of candle is a chemical change. Because it is physical change due to the melting of the wax. The wax is melting now. So the wax is changing its shape. And that is a physical property. So melting of the wax will come under the physical property. Means the wax of the mombatti. That is a physical change. Now if I come on to chemical change, then burning, it is getting reacted with air, it is producing gases, so that is again a chemical change. So burning is a chemical change. So burning a candle is both the changes, because burning of the wick, the dhaga, is a chemical change because it is producing different gases, and melting of the wax is a physical change. So which means burning of a candle is both physical and chemical changes. So these are different types of questions, and today I will give the homework also. So your homework will be, example one more thing, making a fruit salad with raw fruits. Raw fruits say you are making the fruit salad. No new substances formed. There is no change in the properties. Fruits है तो वो physical change. उसका नीचे है burning of paper and wood. Now paper and wood is again nothing but, burning of paper and wood is again nothing but it's a burning is a chemical change, so it will be a chemical change. So similarly, the exercise questions of this particular section will be homework. You can see exercise number, question number 11. Exercise question number 11 will be homework for you. So we come to last part, and the last part is, the last part of the chapter is regarding elements, compounds and mixtures and pure substances. This fourth thing will come: elements, compounds, mixtures and pure substances. So elements ka under mein you will get metals and you will get non-metals. Elements का अंदर में you will get metals and you will get non-metals, and compounds का अंदर में you will get combination of two or more different elements. So compounds are generally made from two or more different elements, and elements are either pure metal or non-metal. For example, I can say that sodium is a metal, then suppose sulfur is a non-metal. So these are elements: magnesium, sulfur, sodium, then potassium, then these are elements. Now compounds मतलब two or more combination of two or more elements. So for example, carbon dioxide is a combination of carbon and oxygen, so it's a compound. Then if I say you NaCl, it's a combination of metal and it's a combination of non-metal, Na and Cl. So it is NaCl, it's a combination of both metal and non-metal, and hence NaCl will be what? NaCl will be a compound. So this is the basic difference between elements and compounds. Elements react with different elements to form a compound, but compounds generally don't react with other compounds. Very rare. It reacts, but very rare. Then you have mixtures and pure substances. Mixtures means composition of two or more different things. Pure substance is made up of only one type of compound. So this is there in your book also. You can simply read and you can find out the difference. So this was the last part of this particular chapter. So we discussed crystallization. I give you one question from there. We discussed physical and chemical changes. I gave you homework from there. And we discussed difference between elements and compounds. So the notes will be coming up in Google Classroom, and regularly follow the videos to get the latest updates. Next week I will take a chapter test on this particular chapter. So your 2 chapters are over. So you practice properly and get ready for your 3rd chapter, which will be after your summer vacation. Thank you. Have a nice day and happy learning.